Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, and where we left off we'd been attacked by Nazi Germany in June 1941. It's been about 2 weeks since the invasion occurred, and well, so far so I would say alright. We are being pushed back, but we're doing a fair amount of damage to their air force, at least. Now, bearing in mind our units are not fighting at 100% efficiency, this isn't too bad, all things considered, when you think about it like that. I did wonder whether or not, if I deleted submarines, would that improve my officer ratio? So, actually, you know what, I'm going to go over to... maybe, actually... Yeah, let's see. If I delete, first of all, these coastal submarines... So... we have... three... Okay, so... And if I delete these... I don't know if that actually helps. Is there anywhere it tells me where the officer amount is for a submarine? Oh yeah, 100. Right. So 100 officers for a submarine and a coastal submarine. Okay, let's, you know what, just delete all of this. What about transport ships? How much do they use? I can't build transport ships. I mean, I could wipe out all of the units back here. Right, 66%. Okay. Progress, progress. Because I don't necessarily need submarines. I mean, naval is of secondary importance. And if I have to sacrifice every single submarine to build up our officer ratio, I am more than willing to do that. What's the point in that? Okay. Then following that, is there anything else I can delete? Like, I'm looking at these units thinking, eh. The infrastructure is really bad there anyway. Let's, you know, if we get invaded by Japan, things are going to hit the fan anyway. I say we delete all of these. That will do, I reckon. Right, that takes us up to 70%. So that's not great, but it's not awful. You know, I've done a fair job there. Let's... Right, we just lost a major battle at Mariupol. Yeah, our units were pretty wrecked there. Let's retreat over the river line. Try and get a decent unit to hold that line there. where we're fighting in marshland, we might actually do well. I'm going to keep moving these units back and try and reinforce a bit of a front line. Let's move back our HQ divisions because we don't want them to get caught particularly. The air war's not going too badly. We seem to be doing a fairly good job of just holding units in place. And let's look at the combats. So anything in green is where we are doing the combat. That battle goes ill. Counterattack. Feel free. I don't need to attack there. Right, I am just going to divert one unit north and one unit in that direction and try and make it over the river. We're still logistically bombing a pretty large proportion. You know, let's make sure that they have no infrastructure around here whatsoever. Looks like we've reduced the infrastructure all along this front pretty heavily. That'll make it much harder for them to reinforce. Right, La Paix? La Paix? La Paix? Whatever. The Paix's dead. Gone. Any unit that is pretty low in organisation is gonna move on back a tile. We're still being attacked in Brest-Litovsk, but you know, it doesn't really matter if we're being attacked there. And let's fall back there. I'm pretty sure I moved... Yes. So, yeah, I was moving heavy tank armor. Oh, KV-1s. Very nice. To fight against the Germans. Let's move back onto a fallback line now. Don't really care if we lose garrisons in encirclements. But anywhere that we look like we might be able to hold, I will at least attempt to try and hold. Any units that should be breaking from combat, I am going to push out of there. Just leaving the garrisons behind to act as a buffer. This is a bit of a weak spot here. But there's not much I can use to sort of plug the metaphorical gap, really. Just wish I had a few more units. I mean, we do have these proletariat divisions on the way. Let's give them crappy commanders. Anyone will do, realistically. And I'm just going to feed them into the meat grinder soon. Their composition isn't exactly good, but it is a lot of units. It's a lot of troops just to have. Which is at least good. Okay, so Jarrow has just fallen. Let's relocate our Air Force back out and maybe move it towards Moscow. Maybe. There's no good place to really put them that's near the front. Maybe... don't know. Sevastopol? Why not? Let's rebase them there. Okay, and it's looking like we might get an encirclement in the south, so let's stop that from happening. Let's move back out of Turka. And let's make sure we're full backing. We're moving back correctly. And I'm going to move the cores out of the way and then put our motorized divisions in the best possible spot. For reinforcement, they're pretty healthy, they're not so healthy, let's move them back. The stronger units are just a couple of crappy NKVD detachments, so yeah, that's not great. Let's transfer the motorized unit across. And transfer a couple of motorized units north as well. Like so. Now we could realistically shorten the front a little bit here. Though I don't want to give up the mountains really. So there's lots of Turka. God, it's been one day. And I've had to arrange all of that. Okay, we won the Battle of... yes, Kuznets. So... just tread on my cat's tail there, because she's under my desk. Hiding. So, I am going to use... you need to pull out. We're not having any of that. Break away. Okay. Right, we have at least bust through against the Finns. So like this sort of aspect of the attack is going very well. And we're slowly dismantling a ski division here. I just want to... there we go. So we've reconnected the front now. We've got a solid front line. It looks like they are being caught in our infrastructure dead zone in the north. Where we're just bombing the living shit out of it. Good. We completed the encirclement there. Let's move those guys north and then move these guys across. Like so. We've lost a couple of battles and it wants us to learn Blitzkrieg Doctrine as a as a well done. You're not defeating them. Here's some text to help. If I move these units out, there is like nothing to defend. So I'm going to take them out pretty heartily. You're going to reform here. You're going to reform here in front of Riga. We're going to move these core commands back. Right. I'm going to fall back behind the river line, but I'm going to continue to try and just buy enough time for my reinforcements to arrive. Speaking of which, let's move them up to there. Okay, where can't we hold? So here, we're not doing too badly, and I can reinforce with a motorized division. Here's a bit of a lost cause, so let's fall back that way, fall back that way, fall back that way, go back that way. And I think realistically here's a lost cause too. Let's move these units out. Take them more towards the marshlands. Right, they are breaking through around Brest-Litovsk. Let's get those NKV divisions out of there. In fact, there's nothing, is there? They have broken there completely. Let's move a unit like so. Let's get a unit out of there. Let's move another motorized unit to plug the gap. Broken through here as well. It might well be time to sound a general retreat soon, because our units aren't having the time to get their organisation back. Even if we can hold in the south, if they break through here, the whole southern wing will have to fall back to at least this river line here. Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, and to you there will be a slight cut in the video, but to me it's been several days since the last one, and the only thing I can remember is that the Germans have managed to break through a little bit into the Pripyat marsh area. Now, I am still struggling with a cold, so I apologise for my cough in advance. Now, there's a few things to... I guess you could say we need to bear in mind. So I am going to propose that we pull the entire Soviet front back behind this river line. Purely because I think we've got loads of troops that stand a chance of being encircled in this encirclement in the far north, in the Pripyat area. Now, what we have going for us is that the infrastructure around here is bloody awful. And as long as we can control the main supply roads, we can hopefully, he says, hold them back. Now, my sort of cunning scheme, so to speak, is that I am going to fall back all along this area. So all of the units here, I am going to fall back to a line that runs from Salonorsk up past Minsk and over the river line here. So, is there a river line there? Yes, there is. And is there a river line there? So, there. Yeah. So, a line that runs like so. In fact, you know what? Let's draw it out and use the infrastructure and the river as a guideline. So, the plan, stroke on stroke, is to build a defensive line that runs like so. So, let's create a new plan. And we're going to call this, oh shit, they broke through. There we go. Oh shit, they broke through. So, the plan will be to move all of our units back behind this river line here. So, in principle, we are going to go from here. Well, actually, do we want it to... See, I'm already deciding that I don't want to do that. Let's click. Bin. Okay, so I've already fucked up my line. Ah, there we go. Bin. Right, good. Okay, so... Instead, phase option 2 or option 1, whatever. So option 1 is to have the line do this. Like a so. Okay, like that. So let's take it out of that one. So it'll do this. Now, problems with this sort of idea are that it gives us 2 rather large bulges in the front. I think the better idea, and you'll have to see whether or not you agree with me, would be to go... yeah, let's turn it to this one, and then go back to my little way of doing things here. Like so. So, Riga line at the Dagover, it bends in slightly. I think maybe we'd be better holding like that, but with these areas here is a bit of a linchpin. And then the same in the south. In the south, it definitely works. So, I am going to start my evacuation. Let's get those core commands out of here. Okay. Right, this could all backfire horribly, or it could go beautifully, and I'll be praised as a hero. Now, major retreats like this are never fun. Just because they don't look like they're going to break through here anytime soon, let's reinforce this particular region accordingly. Move up all of these reserves as well. Just because the Romanians look like they're being held relatively easily. Judging by the casualty percentages. Now, Lvov is going to be left as a sacrificial lamb. We're going to get these units out of here. Good, 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 good. Let's get the ones with no to low organization out of here first. Good. And you know what? Let's pull back here as well. If we're going to do this defensive line, we can do it across the whole front. This isn't exactly going to be an easy fallback. But I'm going to do the best I can with a relatively bad situation. Now, we have a lot of units here that are beaten up. Let's pull out there. Those infantry units might as well run away. As I say, I don't care if we lose garrisons particularly. To me, it's more about not losing the majority of our army in these retreats. And our command structure. We can use Wilno as a sort of blocker here. Pull back there. And this is going to be a full-on retreat, baby, over the river. I hope you guys are liking just watching me, you know, retreat like a little bitch. This is what you all wanted, wasn't it? To see me suffer. Garrison NKVD divisions, I don't give a shit if we lose. So let's use them as a speed bump. Okay, so Wilno, Kausnus, Novgorodek. You know what, we might as well pull out these two motorized divisions as well while we're at it. Let's go, people. Run the fuck away. Now, this will have the added benefit of effectively shortening the front lines a little bit. Oh yes, and the attack in Finland is still going beautifully well. Our units are running very fast, and aha, Brest-Litovsk Ah, you won. Well done. Do we want to pull the guard's heavy armoured unit away? Yes. And speaking of which, you guys are gonna fall back. I only want to see garrisons holding up here. Right, let's run with all of our units. Now, everyone might have been wondering why I motorized so many units. And the whole reason was so that I could pull back quickly like this. And leave sacrificial units behind, almost to act as a little bitch force. Should have left those NKVD divisions there. That was my bad. Let's re-establish this front line. I mean, I could always use Wilno, I guess, as a... Just don't think it'll work. I think I'm better doing what I was planning on doing. There's forests here. See, plains. I can't hold plains. I need to hold here. Because the problem is the infrastructure gets better after Minsk. Not as great as my amazing road, but better. Okay, so... Right now, this is a relatively organised retreat. Not a rout. Right, we won the Battle of Atlaitas, which is apparently a nice little foresty place. You know what? Go that way. We've lost the Battle of Volodymyr-Volodymyrsky. Yeah, it's all breaking down here. This general retreat is going fairly well. The thing is, the Germans are losing near equal amounts of troops to us, which is good. That's like a minimum of what I would want. Right. Fall back. Speed bump is still there, so that's good. Infantry divisions. You know what? There you go. Right. We don't want you to stay there. We want you to move the fuck on back. Get your fuck on. NKVD divisions, I don't care if they die. Right. So, for the Battle of Kunsnas, we have how many troops? They are attacking with 30k and we are defending with 80k. Lots of garrisons, and we have a better commander than them, which is good. All of you are going to move the fuck out of dodge. Now, a good fighting retreat is, well, hard to pull off, shall we say. Speaking of things that are hard to pull off, the Battle of Lvov is going horrendously. I really don't want to get these units entangled in a major battle in this area. Okay. Right, it's only July 10th. Core just shattered at Cowsness. We are blunting that Panzer Division. So, ooh, we lost 13,000 troops and they only lost 4,000. That is not hunky-dory. That is no. Right. So the first one to get there was the NKVD detachment. Marvellous. What did you do? Air combat ace. Come on, get out of there. Right. You, sir, being the fine, upstanding gentleman that you are going to move... like so, you individuals, in your almighty wisdom, are going to also move like so. Another unit that we can pull back. It's another motorized unit. Right, I think we have established a new front line near enough. It's not perfect, but the speed bump technique seems to be doing the metaphorical job. Right, pull back. Okay. Good. you're going to retreat so that you're not on the front lines directly. Now, it looks like they are going to encircle Brest-Litovsk. Am I that worried? No. Overall, I'm relatively happy. We knew that we'd have to fall back at some point, and so far we're not losing that many troops to encirclements. And this is the big block that I need to get out. And back to Minsk. There's another infantry unit there. Let's get them home. There's another one here. Let's get them moved up. Two infantry units to there. Two tank divisions to here. Come on, move on back. Okay, good. As you can see, we can see that there's a clear front line forming. We'll just need to make sure it's not weaker in one area more than any other. In fact, speaking of which, let's move back like so. And we've got another couple of tank divisions that we can move. Let's do that. And you know what, let's put another infantry unit into Riga. And our speed bump seems to be having the desired effect of just slowing down. German advances. Okay, the 13th of July. Okay, it's fine for us to lose some land there. And I'm going to move these garrison divisions up as well. Push back. That was a relatively good... Oh, we're going to lose that semi-motorized division. Oh, that hurts. That is rather frustrating. Right, we have managed to extradite the majority of these units. The only issue is that our reinforcements are a little bit further away than I would have liked them. It's about a month now into this invasion. And all things considered, I'm not thinking this is too bad. The Germans already seem to be diluting their force a little bit. Where is our beautiful little air force? Where did attacking lap? I have no idea where Laps Rienza is, but I'll tell you what, would be a better place for you to attack. Break through. Right, we lost the Battle of Luck. I didn't realise we were fighting in Luck. This will be the first taste of combat for a few of these divisions. Still don't have a huge amount of reserves here to call upon. But it looks like the spreading out is happening. Well, hey. And that officer ratio is slowly ticking up. Maybe just fall back a little bit more. Just continue to slow them down. I want to fight a full-on delaying tactic. Feels a bit like Helm's Deep. If there's one thing I can enjoy in life, it's a river line. And I am going to hold that river line for as long as I possibly can. Okay, so Brest-le-Twiss, or Litisk, I can't pronounce that, I do apologise, has finally fallen. But, as our first major hedgehog, it did a pretty fine job. Well done. You don't win a prize, because this is the Soviet Union, but you do have my everlasting respect. And this has given our units a little bit of a chance to recover. They'll have another few more days just to sort of get into position, shall we say. And you know what? We are going to sacrifice the homeland. I don't care if we lose popularity, because at the end of the day we are in a fight for our very survival. Right. Go, go, go. You need to get out of here. Get out of there. These losses are not good, but they could at least be worse. Although it looks like we're about to lose the 15th division, just judging on the fact that we are struggling. And there's Cowsness out the way. Let's move these aircraft out of the area. Now there's the Battle of Vilno to come. 13 Corps. 51,000 troops. They will sell their lives dearly. And 20th Corps. 38,000 troops. They will also need to sell their lives dearly. The 9th doesn't have a leader, that's weird. Right, you guys, you're going to form an extra garrison group there, along with you. Push north. And when are they going to nearly be at full organisation? Another few more days, I reckon. Very good. Those militia units, we need them to move up. Every little helps at the end of the day. Just delaying with these panzer forces. Or sorry, these garrisons. Just delaying. Don't think the 45th Infantry is going to get out of there in time, unfortunately. Question is, what's a better line to hold? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to adapt it slightly then. I'm going to hold like so. See if that makes even an iota of a difference. And I am liking our controlled retreat. So the southern retreat's gone pretty much as perfectly as I wanted it to go, or as perfectly as I thought it would go. We have lost pretty much all of our garrisons. But overall, it's not been too bad, the campaign. I did forget to say, we have some extra tanks. Yes, that got spawned in. So I'm just moving them up. And you know what? These proletariat divisions are very close to joining my new front line here as extra reserves. They have fuck all morale / organisation. It looks like it goes up ridiculously slowly. But there are a lot of them that I can just throw into the meat grinder. So, Soviet defense stiffens. This decision will trigger an event with a choice to activate a historical unit OBE. We do not control Kuznaz. Total Axis forces available for Barbarossa were in the order of 3.9 million men. On the 22nd of June, the German Wehrmacht achieved a local superiority in its initial assault with 98 German divisions. Including this number were 23 armoured and motorised divisions, some 90% of German mobile forces, attacking on a front of 1,200 kilometres, 750 miles between the Baltic Sea and the Carpathian Mountains, against NKVD border troops and divisions of the Soviet 1st Operational Echelon, part of the 1st Strategic Echelon, stationed immediately behind the frontier in the Free Western Special Military Districts, because it had completed its deployment and was ready to attack about 2 weeks before the Red Army was scheduled to have finished its own deployment for the 2nd Strategic Echelon in... deployment with the 2nd Strategic Echelon in place. At the time, 41% of stationary Soviet bases were located in the near boundary districts, many of them 200 kilometers or 120 meters strip around the border. Hold the line. Didn't do anything. That's really lame. It did fuck all. If anyone knows what that event did, I would be very happy to hear that in the comments, because I don't have a clue what that event did. So it would have been good to know what that did. So this is the new Minsk defense zone. And sure, well, is there much point holding Vilno? No, I think there is a point. you know, it's going to give our units yet more time to recover. I say fuck it, let's hold it. And they are about to break upon our units pretty damn soon, I reckon. Losing whatever that is isn't really a concern. This has been a pretty good fallback, you know. I am quite happy with the way I've fallen back. That unit's had it. But that infantry unit, that can go back. My order of battle is a bit of a mess at the moment, but it's still got about 1.5 million men in the field there. And it looks like our push into Finland is going remarkably well. Operation Knock the Finns Out of the War is proceeding as I'd hoped. Let's attack Helsinki. Hello? Hello? Strange. No, not port strike, ground attack. And our continued infrastructure damage seems to be paying dividends. And it looks like the Finns are starting to run a little bit low on manpower. You know what, speaking of which, let's take that port. We don't really want them to station those airplanes up there. 850 IC. Holy shit. I didn't realise I was building shit tons of fortresses and stuff. But fine game. Why the fuck not? A tank division. Ooh. Where do I need a tank division? How about here? Let's give you a leader. Right. The real question is, can we beat a German Panzer division with 7 divisions and fortress backing? I'm going to go with yes. And if the answer's no, I'm going to be really pissed off. I am very worried about that single division there. Come on now. Let's not be silly, game. You know, I do have some bombers here. Come on, bombers. Okay, I don't care about that air combat particularly. So bomb the shit out of them. Throw more into the meat grinder. Go. You know what? You're gonna head north towards here. And the Battle of Riga is going on now. I desperately want them to die. That's it. Push him back. Right, we've just lost the effects of Agricultural Giant, which is a bit of a shit, but oh well. Come on, keep pushing. Right, we bombed Helsinki into submission. And I think we are nearly exactly 1 month now into the war, and this is how things are looking. I don't know if we're doing better than the Soviets in real life, to be honest. Do we think this is considered good? Yes or no? I personally think we're doing okay. The problems are these ruddy panzer divisions. But, you know, 0.1 organisation to go. This is looking slightly more positive. Here, not so much. Still got more time for our units to recover up here in the north. Not that much longer, but just a little bit longer. And our proletariat divisions are nearly in place. We seem to be building fortresses and pillboxes everywhere. Not sure, as I say, where that came from, what event spawned that, but an event did spawn it. Good. We can just hold them here. So Hungarians aren't going to break in. They might stand a better chance there, you know. Let's reinforce. We're spreading ourselves a little bit thin around here, but, you know, not crazy thin. They've reached the river line. Got a 75% officer ratio. It's not great. Now, we are recruiting 1,000 officers a day, which is no small amount. That's a lot of officers. And we're about to take Helsinki. We're about to walk our ass back in there. Oh, baby. And then it's pretty quickly onto Turku. Very nice. Alright, let's just end this episode with taking Helsinki on the 22nd. With this mechanized corps. It's even got an infantry tank support in there. And it looks to me like these proletariat divisions will be in place soon, so let us give everywhere a couple of proletariat divisions. Not many, just, you know, a few 100,000 troops to throw into the meat grinder. Right, good. Good. And you know what? I'm actually going to redirect you guys south. because you'll act as an additional reserve in case we need it. And that Panzer Division has broken, nearly. Okay, so I've got a little bit of hope now, you know. Aha! Alright, let's reclaim the Hanko Peninsula. Yeah, so when we have a look at the strategic situation, it's not, all things considered, too bad, I don't think. We have pretty much locked down Finland. So, it looks like the Germans are sending reinforcements, but not enough. We've just taken Helsinki, and we're going to move on to Turku and Vasa. Now, once we've taken Finland and secured the northern flank, I can send these 400,000 and so troops south to help alleviate any pressure on the line here, which I'm going to call the Minsk Sigulda line. God, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yes, I think that's a good name for it. The Minsk Sigulda line, and I'm going to use them as a sort of fallback measure, shall we say, to try and blunt any Axis attacks. Now, in the south, we seem, and, you know, you might want to argue this with me, to be able to hold individual German units at bay as long as they attack us one-on-one. So, for example, 1st Panzer here, I think we're about to win this battle. Yeah, rapid encirclement, yeah. I just want to win this battle against the Panzer Division. Okay, so we lost the Battle of Riga. That is unfortunate. Any of these NKVD divisions that can get back, you might as well get back to our lines now. It's better to keep you alive than to lose you as fighting units. And that's been encircled. And our proletariat reinforcements have just arrived on the scene. Let's end it here, I think. I am a little bit worried about the Romanians breaking through now. But we can always shorten the front line if we need to. As I say, I just want to win. I think we won it. Did we win it? We won it. So, we beat them. It looks like we can hold back the Panzer divisions. So, I end the episode with some good news. Our new line looks like it might be able to hold, even if it holds for another month. We've delayed them another month, then we can fall back to another line based on this river defence here. So let's just keep it holding. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye bye.